you knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. We flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different. That was a humanitarian trip to Africa, and
Yeah.
I met him on that trip because it was his plane. I didn't know who plane we was getting on, but it was a whole bunch of dignitary people. We was with a delegation, and yeah, I met him, and you don't know people what they do in their private lives, so yeah.
But tell me this, Chris. You was on this private plane, and you could tell that it was a private plane because they called it, was it Lolita Express?
Oh yeah, it was a private plane. Yes. Oh yes.
But wait a minute. You didn't never go to that island, did you?
No. I don't know where that thing is.
Here's what can be fact-checked based on released Epstein documents, flight logs, and public statements. Chris Tucker's confirmed connection to the Epstein Files. Chris Tucker is indeed named in Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs, meaning his name shows up as a passenger on Epstein's private jet, the plane often referred to in the media as the Lolita Express. Flights and trips. Publicly released logs and photos show Tucker on a flight with Epstein in 2002 on a trip described as a humanitarian delegation to Africa that also included former U.S. President Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, and others. Did he visit Epstein's private island, Little St. James? There is no credible evidence in the released Justice Department or court documents that Tucker ever visited Epstein's private island in the U.S., Virgin Islands. Multiple reports note that Tucker denies ever going to the island, saying he didn't even know where it was and that his only connection was being on the plane. Most serious reporting and the flight log summaries link him only to the plane travel, not the island property itself. Tucker's own statements. In interviews that resurfaced after the files were released, Tucker explained that he got on Epstein's plane for what he believed was a humanitarian mission to Africa. He denied having any personal relationship with Epstein beyond that encounter. He emphatically said he had never been to Epstein's private island and did not know where it was. Important context. Being on the flight logs does not automatically mean someone visited the island or was involved in Epstein's crimes. In many public releases, numerous well-known figures are shown to have flown on the jet without evidence of wrongdoing. Bottom line, there's no verified evidence that Chris Tucker ever went to Jeffrey Epstein's private island. He did fly on Epstein's private plane on at least one trip, but all credible, available documentation and Tucker's own public comments say he never visited the island. Here's what we do and do not know about who is documented as having visited Jeffrey Epstein's private island, Little St. James, versus who flew on his jets or was associated with him. Important clarification. Flight logs, like the ones Chris Tucker appears in, simply show people who were on Epstein's planes. That does not prove they were ever on his island. Those planes landed at nearby airports, like St. Thomas, and then guests would travel by helicopter or boat. No verified public list exists showing every person who actually set foot on Little St. James with dates. Howard Lutnick, U.S. Secretary of Commerce, admitted he and his family visited Epstein's island in 2012 during a Caribbean vacation, reported by multiple media outlets, not fully verified by courts. These names have been linked by sometimes credible reporting as visitors or guests at Little St. James, but the records are incomplete, redacted, or contested. Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's close associate and convicted accomplice, seen as a resident and central figure on Little St. James. Well established by multiple sources, though these are reporting and legal disclosures rather than a simple visitor list. Prince Andrew, widely reported to have been on Epstein's island. Alan Dershowitz, claimed in legal filings to have been present in properties tied to Epstein. His exact island visits remain disputed in public reporting. This is based on surrounding court documents and reporting, not a neat list. Stephen Hawking, a photograph widely circulated, showed him on the Caribbean at a gathering that included Epstein and Gonzalo Lira, and some reports say it was near the island, though this is still debated. For many other names floating around online, including celebrities or politicians often cited in unverified lists, there is no confirmed, authoritative public record proving they ever visited Little St. James. Claims that famous people like Beyonce, Obama, or Tegan went to Epstein's island are tied to fake flight logs or speculation, not verified evidence. Why there's no definitive public list. The U.S. Justice Department, oversight committees, and journalists have not released a complete, definitive list of island visitors with dates and confirmed visits. A big reason is that the plane logs do not show final destinations like the island. Helicopter or boat transport to Little St. James is not tracked in the publicly released flight logs. Many documents remain sealed or redacted. 2. Prince Andrew, Duke of York, widely reported to have visited. Strong media reporting, legal documents reference encounters. 3. Howard Lutnick, admitted visiting with family in 2012, confirmed by his own statements and interviews. Reported but less definitive. Bill Clinton, flight logs show multiple plane trips, no confirmed island visit. Kevin Spacey, traveled with Epstein, no verified island visit. Many other celebrities and public figures are rumored online, but credible sources do not confirm they went to Little St. James. Mentioning someone in documents or logs is not evidence of criminal action or wrongdoing. People reported or documented in public Epstein-related sources. Royalty and high-profile figures. Prince Andrew, frequently mentioned in documents and often reported as having visited the island. He denied wrongdoing but settled the lawsuit. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, referenced in some reports alongside Prince Andrew. Donald Trump appears in flight logs and was socially connected with Epstein's. Glenn Dubin, hedge fund manager whose name appears in documents. He has denied any wrongdoing. Ehud Barak, former Israeli prime minister, reported to have visited Epstein properties including the island. Larry Summers, ex-U.S. Treasury Secretary and Harvard president, flight logs show he flew on Epstein's private jet to destinations near the island. Celebrities and public figures, some are reported in media flight log lists or alleged connections, not verified as island visitors. Naomi Campbell, reported in some documents as possibly linked, no court confirmation of wrongdoing. And that's where we'll leave this story for now. The Epstein case continues to raise difficult questions, and many people around the world are still seeking answers and transparency about what really happened and who may have been involved. As more documents surface and investigations continue, we'll keep bringing you the facts, the history, and the developments that matter most. If you found this report informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. This is Politics Global 1, where we break down the stories shaping our world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next report.